Today we're going to have a quick look at key join stringers. So we have a winder flight here. So when you, first draw this in STAIRBIZ, there's a good chance that your stringer may look like this. If we go to elevations, you can see, so they're basically two stringers. Technically, we actually have four stringers, and there's different ways of joining those stringers at this point. So this is set up as a hockey stringer, so it's one piece. The only problem with that is that we would have to laminate board up big enough to get that cut out in one piece. So these days we try and keep these as separate pieces and join this here with a key join. So if you go onto your stringer setout page, so you can see that that's one stringer here. It's got its own set of dimensions. You can move down, that's a separate stringer with its own set of dimensions, and this is where it is the join type between those two. So at the moment it's set to hockey. So there's two key options. I'll show you the standard key option first. So you can see it's cut a shape in there for those two stringers to be joined together. The only problem with that one is we've got this cut out in a visible section of the stringer, so we would like it in the back section here behind the riser and under the tread, so once this is on the wall you don't see it. The only join that you see is this line here above the tread. So we just need to change that to key reverse, and you can see now it's in the back section there. So we do the same thing with this stringer, key reverse, and we've got our two stringers. There is potential for, when you've got all these laying on the bench separate stringers, for the wrong stringer pairs to get joined together. So in this situation it's not so bad, because you've really only got the only way to swap them around is to put this stringer onto this straight stringer, which would make much sense. But if you've got a winder flight, a flight with maybe two sets of three winders, so you've actually got very similar stringers on there, but they could be slightly different, then you don't want them getting mixed up. So they should be getting marked as they're getting run so they don't get mixed up. Another way to kind of try and avoid the situation is to have them set up slightly differently. So have one set up at 90, and if there's another one that might have the potential of getting mixed up, you just change this to say 100. It's only 10 mil, but it means, like, if in this situation we do mix this up and put that onto that stringer, because that's set at 90 mil down and that's set at 100, the tops won't line up. So it'll be an indication that something's not quite right, and maybe they should double check. So it's just something that we can do to help avoid any mix-ups like that. So we've got the two stringers. So that's most of it, really. That you can move where the junction points is. That's set at 0 right on the riser line. You can set it up behind there. I think we just find that on the riser line is a good way to do it, because as the wedge goes in here, it's not affecting the wedge, it's actually helping just tighten up the join, whereas if we moved it back here, I might want to split the pull the stringers apart kind of thing. So it actually works quite well right on the riser line. I've got another video about how to set this junction up to make sure we've got the correct flat spots there and stringer width, so check that one out. Apart from that, basically the only other thing is we were going to, when we've got two or less single threads. So in this situation, so say it's, so if we've got 2 threads here, this stringer starts to get quite small. It's probably still okay, but I think we just stick with, if it's 2 or less, it's just better to have it as a hockey stringer. I know we've got a glue up, but as soon as you start having a potential of it moving, and particularly with 1 thread, I think 1 thread is definite. We should just keep it as 1 single stringer, rather than have it moving on the bed and having to remake something or having trouble with the joins not working. So apart from that, if we can key join it, follow those guidelines, then I think it'll be all good. So see you next time.